Welcome to the Beautiful Pod. We got the beautiful boys here today. Producer Sam, Adam, and very shortly, Elliot Smith. No, not that Elliot Smith. That one is still in heaven with, the rest of the rockers. He's got...
They all get in?
If you're a rocker, you get into heaven because God is like, listen, you did some bad things, but you're cool. And God cares. God is a bit of a clout shark. Is that what they call it? Kind of.
Do you think Phil Spector's there?
Phil Spector because he's cool. Yes. In fact, there's a band. They're gigging up there right now. It is Jim Morrison, Elliot Smith. You've of course got who else? The Big Bopper, Richie Valens. Richie Valens, unfortunately.
What about the Who?
The Who? What do you mean? Are dead?
Do they all get in?
Keith Moon is the only dead one.
The Beautiful Pod is brought to you by FanDuel. This summer, America's #1 sportsbook is making it easier than ever to get in on the action across all your favorite sports. Think you've got today's home run hitter picked? Check out FanDuel's HR props, including moonshots and lasers, for a chance at even bigger payouts. Late to start? FanDuel has you covered with all the live betting options all game long. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and play your game. Disclaimer, 21 plus select states, 18 plus DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut.
We're going to be going through a reaction to yesterday's match, French match, I believe. Sam, I kept you on the phone for about 2 hours trying to convince you of some sort of narrative. And I do think, unfortunately, I'm going to read you my text to Nick Wright. And then we're going to show you the tweet that he tweeted out yesterday. And I do think that I have kept his cold streak alive of betting in the World Cup. I texted Nick this yesterday. Can I give you a heater?
What?
Can I give you some heaters? But I thought I was going to give this to him so he could say it's a Broussard and all the other guys in the studio. I said it was the guy who got them to the World Cup semi and 2 Afghans. His setup was way more let them have the ball and hit you on the break. They played played a back five.
Not always.
Sometimes. Okay. The current manager plays a far more adventurous system, but we can assume that they're quite comfortable playing without the ball, and the game state against France will require that. France has really looked only kind of good at that point in the round of 32 match.
France hasn't played anybody.
Yeah, well, they looked good in the round of 32 against Sweden.
Again, I question the entire...
This is what I was telling Nick, right?
Oh my God.
Okay. Senegal were peppering them with chances in the first match. It could have easily gone their way. The main problem with their setup has yet to be exposed, and it's that they're playing a two-man midfield with 4 attackers, and they could easily get exposed by a halfway decent opposition. Paraguay low blocked the fuck out of them, and they did not deal with it well. So you're saying I should bet on Morocco, correct? I said not necessarily, but it could go bad for France. There's a lot of history between the sides, 6 Argentine refs, but that's just the argument against France. If they put in Zaire Emery in midfield and pull an attacker, they could boss it. But Deschamps is Deschamps. I meant Deschamps.
I actually thought tactically he was pretty spot on.
I think he was pretty spot on. I think
moving
I did get that
Mbappe
one
to the left was really smart because it forced Hakimi into these weird spots where if he marauded forward, which is what he does best, he's leaving huge spaces, which is how France won that penalty.
And then Nick said, and I think I've ruined my relationship with him, I should be taking you to this game instead of my wife. And I said, here's another good one. Out of the teams remaining in the tournament, who could have held on at the Azteca for 40 minutes with 10 men? There's only one answer, potentially Argentina.
Okay. Has England shown us that there is a second team then?
What?
That can do that could hang in?
We don't know.
Against France, you're saying?
I'm saying, could France have held on for 40 minutes at the Azteca like England?
I see. Like England did. Okay.
And I'm not convinced that there's... When I saw Dan Burn go in, like Chris was saying, I'm not fully convinced of the fact that there could...
The French personnel.
That the French have the personnel. I'm not convinced that Spain has the personnel. And then the other teams, I don't really think. But here I'm going to eat my words on this, but I think that those are the final four teams. But certainly I don't think Norway have the personnel. I said because Argentina have played bad teams, they actually haven't been able to play the game that they're set up to play, with 10 psychos low blocking the fuck out of you. Ironically, because the quality of their opponents, they've had too much of the ball. France lose that game. Spain probably lose that game too. England has the Southgate DNA. Think the way the Knicks had Tibbs DNA in their roster in this last championship run. Also, psychologically, the England players have been there before. They fucked it, so they know how thin the margins of error are. So that means that he will be putting it all on England tomorrow. And if you guys want to go on FanDuel, is that correct?
Yeah.
FanDuel. We're taking Norway because I'm convinced Nick Wright to put the house on England. Let's show his tweet from yesterday. It's a picture of him and his wife. He's
got the bucket
a
hat.
Morocco bucket hat. I feel really bad. And this is a public apology to Mr. Nick Wright, who is, I think, 0 for probably 48.
How much did he put on Morocco?
I didn't ask him, but I should call later on to see if we still have a relationship and apologize to him. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's talk about France and let's talk about Morocco. I think the inevitable is coming. I think they certainly look like the best team in the field. Would you agree, Sam?
Yeah, I don't really think there's an argument for anybody else. I think Spain are growing into the tournament a bit. And to go along with the point you said about the two-man midfield, I think that's the way that France get eliminated. And the only team that can really take advantage of that is Spain.
Yeah.
Because they'll press and they'll keep the ball. And that's how you can hurt France.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. But let's just look at the Paraguay match. But what we saw was that they low blocked them and they nicked a penalty at the end. I think it is the roadmap to finding some joy against this team. And then that, to me, is I think this is like what Waz said a couple of last week's episode. It's like trying to find a way to say that there's a weakness in the prime Golden State Warriors. Yeah, I think Steph's defense is bad. I mean,
you're just picking nits. They have overwhelming attacking talent, and the format is suited to them. It's an NBA style format almost. And when you have guys that can get to the bucket and score, that's how you win.
Yeah. Obviously, Spain Belgium has just happened. So congratulations, Romelu Lukaku.
Yeah, we should talk about that
for your 8 goals. And now you have 10. You're tied with Mbappe at the top of the Golden Boot.
And Messi
at the top of the Golden Boot race. What do you make of this thing? It's like Messi keeps taking over as the top goal scorer in World Cup history. And then this just there's another guy who's got 17 World Cups left that is just keeps tying you. Is Kylian Mbappe potentially, what does he have to do to become the best player in World Cup history? I mean, I think arguably he needs 3. Arguably, who do you have as the top 5 at this point?
In just World Cup history?
Just World Cup history. Pele?
Yeah, I'd say Pele, Messi, Garrincha. Are we looking at R9? And then Mbappe, Zidane. I mean, I think it's those two probably that are looking at the top 5. I think Mbappe needs one more.
You want to tell me a little bit about this fella Garrincha from Brazil?
He was bow-legged, first of all.
He was bow-legged, yes.
They say that he's the dumbest man to ever play for Brazil.
They say that. I never met him, but potentially I think he was. Yeah. And also potentially I think he did. No, we're not going to talk about it.
We're not going to say what he did to the animals?
No, but we will say that he was, he loved animals.
He was a lover.
He loved animals, and apparently at that time, a lot of people loved animals in Brazil.
It was their style.
Yeah. There were a lot of animal lovers in Brazil, and that was a common thing, specifically donkeys.
And now for a quick word from our sponsor, FanDuel. Tafs is brought to you by FanDuel. When the stakes get higher, the matches go longer. And on FanDuel, your bets can too, because when extra time changes everything, your bet shouldn't stop at 90 minutes. Now you can back your favorite players all the way through extra time with markets like anytime goal scorer, 2+ goals, hat trick scorer, anytime assists, or score or assist, and more. So whether the winner comes in regulation or deep into extra time, your action stays alive the whole match. Bet the knockout rounds with 120-minute markets only on FanDuel, and let there be goals. Visit FanDuel.com/TAFS to get in on the action. Disclaimer: 21 plus select states, 18 plus DC, Kentucky, Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Call 1-888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut.
Elliot Smith from the Arsenal Vision podcast is joining us. Everyone give it up for Elliot. Everyone. Okay, just to finish up, Brazilian legend Garrincha famously failed a pre-tournament IQ and psychological test ahead of the 1958 World Cup, scoring in the low 70s. Despite testing as an intellectually he struggled with complex instructions, but he possessed an extraordinary on-pitch intuition, and he led Brazil to two famous World Cup victories in 1958 and 1962. When you watch highlight clips of Garrincha dribbling, it looks like modern. I think he's sometimes when you watch stuff from like the 1950s, it looks like the olden days. When you watch John Havlicek highlights, you're like, they're like dribbling like this. Yeah.
You mean Bob Cousy?
Oh yeah, Bob Cousy. Sorry, dude. Fucking Sam. Okay.
Havlicek was a forward.
Fine, but they still dribbled like this. You know, but yeah, Garrincha looks like Ronaldinho or something. I mean, you can't take the ball off him.
So his IQ was too low to be in the U.S. Army.
Listen, he had a crooked leg, he had a low IQ, and he was an alcoholic, but that did not stop him from two famous victories in the World Cup, 1958 to 1962. Elliot, question for you. What is required for Mbappe to become officially the best World Cup player ever? Like, what in your mind when all is said and done?
I mean, apparently drink copiously and fail an IQ test.
Yes,
like,
and have a crooked leg.
I always think these comparing across generation things are really difficult because not only does the standard of play come up as there's more talent globally, but the game changes in terms of the amount of goals scored, the way attacking is done. But for me with Mbappe, I think the mediocrity of the Real Madrid team has obscured his brilliance and the extent to which he is the best player in the world and has everything in his game. And he's going to be the all-time World Cup leading scorer and probably going to win his second World Cup. So, you know, I don't know what else you have to do if you're Kylian Mbappe to prove to people that you are one of the all-time greats.
Yeah. I mean, I think that if you think about if you think about Wayne Rooney, like you close your eyes, you imagine a Manchester United kit on it.
Do you see Wayne Rooney when you close your eyes?
I do oftentimes. Yeah. We both love our grandmothers.
Or is it just the Shrek movies?
No, no. I see Donkey, Princess Fiona. I see, of course, Lord Farquaad, and I see Wayne Rooney.
Do you think he's aging gracefully?
I think he's really nice to us. Okay. Right? Scholes is a jerk, right? Ferdinand is a jerk to us. I think Rooney, for some reason, seems to be a fan of our favorite team, but I talk about our favorite team too much. So, but I do think, like, just for instance, like if you think of Wayne Rooney, you think of Manchester United. I think when all is said and done, legacy-wise, you think of the France kit on Mbappe. I don't think of PSG kit or Real Madrid kit. At this moment, I think, and when just in looking at yesterday and looking at this tournament, I think that something has occurred to him. He scored a hat trick in the best final of all time 4 years ago. 8 years ago, at 19 years old, he won the World Cup. I think that this is an opportunity for him, career-wise, legacy-wise, to solidify his status and greatness. And I think that it certainly is something that's motivating him in this World Cup. One potential counter argument, this is hokey and it might be like stupid to even speculate, but if there is a rematch, I think one thing that could potentially hold him back is the possibility of him kind of hyping himself up too much. If potentially he faces Messi again in the final, we could. The only thing that could prevent this from happening is if he's just like, too haunted by 4 years ago. We don't know these guys. We speculate as to their state of mind all the time, so I don't even think it's worth going there. But right now, it certainly looks like the inevitable will occur. If I had to guess, would you agree, Elliot?
Not necessarily. I mean, I think France will get to the final. I do think Spain-France is an interesting matchup if that's what we get. And obviously Spain beat France in a semifinal in the Euros last time around, but a very different France team where they went more defensive with their midfield. They didn't lean in their attacking identity, and I don't think they'll make that mistake this time. As for Argentina, I don't think it's by any means a foregone conclusion. This is an Argentina team that kind of had to rescue themselves against Cabo Verde and had to rescue themselves, as some would say, with the help of the referees, against Morocco. And they could be staring down the barrel of England in a semifinal and famously have never had any success against it in the World Cup. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But I think that England has the right kind of talent in many ways to give Argentina a lot of trouble if they're able to get past Morocco.
I'm going to go, this is Joker mode IQ. This is Galaxy Brain. Argentina have faced weaker opposition consistently throughout this tournament. But if you look at the way they are set up, potentially facing weaker opposition has forced them to keep the ball, right? And potentially this roster is set up in the opposite way. In fact, like they have played matches that ironically have prevented them from playing the actual game that they are ideally set up to play, which is 10 psychopaths behind the ball. And then God just kind of looking like he's, I don't know, is he distracted? What's going on? And then in 15 seconds of chaos, and then the goal, the ball is back in the back of the net. Like, is there anything to that in your mind, like Elliot or Sam? And we go to Sam next.
Yeah, Sam, what do you make of it?
Okay, yeah, Sam, what do you make of it? Because he wants to copy what you're saying, Sam.
I think most good teams want to have the ball. So I think if you asked Argentina, what would you want to do? I think they would want to have the ball more than they would not want to have the ball. Now, if it's against France, there's a different strategy. So what you're saying is they sit in. That's fine. I think that with their midfield, when you look at McAllister, when you look at Enzo, you look at Thiago Almada, Messi, Julian Alvarez, these are not physically robust players in the way that I think we're kind of describing. So maybe if we see DePaul or Palacios, that's a good fit. I tend to think, though, that when you have Messi on your team, you want to play with the ball. You want to get the ball to Messi whenever you can.
Francesa text back. Should we call him?
Yes.
Yeah, what's up?
Real quick, Mike. I'm just like looking. I think I just want to pick a couple winners in this World Cup. Just seeing who you're taking.
You can't ask me. I don't know anything about it.
But like, if you've been watching the World Cup, like, who do you got? Like, if you just had to throw a.
If I thought who was the best team I've seen,
yeah,
France.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to put it on France. I think I would agree.
You know more than I do.
Yeah, well, what do you make of this Messi kid, though?
Messi kid?
I mean, that's true. I mean, I don't know. He's 39, I guess. Yeah.
He's been around a long. He's retired.
Is he?
This is his last World Cup.
No, it's kind of a last dance. It's a little bit of a Jordan situation, no?
Well, it could be, I guess. They're one of the favorites, if not the favorite, to win it. Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. I'm just.
I thought, from what I've seen, and I know nothing about soccer, nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. I think France is the best team.
All right. Okay. I appreciate it, Mike. All right.
Hey, do you live in Vegas?
No. I'm from Vegas, though. Yeah, I'm from Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, Mike. I'm gonna have my producer reach out to your guy, and then we'll set it up for late August.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll text you Mons and stuff, and you can set everything up with him.
Okay, incredible.
Okay,
All right, take care. God bless. Okay.
You forgot the most important question.
Stop it, okay? We're not going to ask him about Giambi.
Why not?
Hey, Mike, what do you think about this Giambi kid out of Argentina? All right, Mike Francesa, everyone.
Oh my God.
Elliot, how amazing was that?
Amazing.
I can't believe I get my wife. I can't believe it. There's an incredible New Yorker profile about Mike and the Mad Dog from the early 2000s where they were on the road covering a Yankees playoff game, I think in Kansas City. And Mike would always have to have a better hotel room. And through some sort of scheduling mix-up, they had to share a hotel room for a couple hours during a day. And the journalist walked in on them silently watching the end of the Robert Redford film, The Horse Whisperer. And as the credits rolled, he turned to Russo and he goes, "Dog, he did what he had to do."
Incredible.
And the reporter was just in the room with
the
them?
reporter,
Just
because he
hanging
was
out?
he was doing a mise en scène, a New Yorker piece. Okay, I want to talk to you about the two matches tomorrow. I think those are the most kind of like, by the time this airs, obviously, Romelu Lukaku will score 8, be at the top of the Golden Boot race. And we will see him in the quarterfinals. Obviously, we have Argentina, Switzerland, the nightcap, and England, Norway in Miami, 5 p.m. in the heat. Guys, some of these guys play for Bodo Glimt. Some of these guys play up north of the Arctic Circle.
Which guy?
I don't fucking know. I don't want to know his name. I don't want to know.
That's right.
So yeah, Sam, you're a big Skål guy. You're a big rowing guy. You're going Norway. What do you think? No.
I think Holland eats those guys for lunch.
I think genuinely speaking,
Konsa?
I like Konsa more than Gehi, to be fair.
Well,
but I think
might not be
Holland-
available, as I understand it. So it could be Big Dan Byrne back there.
yes. Gehi, of course.
John Stones would come in, I think, right?
Yeah, probably John Stones.
Yeah.
No. Big Dan Byrne. There was a moment in the Azteca when Dan Byrne came in and I just nodded. I just went like this. I was
Football
like, yes,
heritage.
Yes. Yeah. As I mentioned last week, the altitude affected him even more because he's 6'7". So, yeah. No, genuinely speaking, England, Norway, what's the argument against England? Because I feel like all three of us agree. Am I correct that England's going to win? What is the argument against England, Elliot?
I'm not sold that England just win this game. I think Erling Haaland is probably the best player on planet Earth right now, and I don't think he can be stopped. He's worth at least a goal every game. And England have terrible center backs. Like, I don't rate Gay that much. I don't rate Konsa. I don't particularly think John Stones is up to the task at this stage of his career. I think obviously a lot will be on Declan Rice and Elliot Anderson to protect them.
Yeah.
But if he steals a run on those guys and England are going to have the ball, they'll be up the pitch sometimes. I know Norway had a lot of the ball against Brazil. I expect it to be more even than it was. But I just think Erling Haaland scores in this game, at least a goal. Now, the problem for Norway is I don't think defensively they're very good either. This could be a surprisingly fun game. This could be a surprisingly 4-3, 3-2 kind of game. I don't think it's a fait accompli, personally.
Sam, what are you saying?
I think, not to big you up here, Elliot, but terrible defense seems a little bit crazy. I don't think the England defense is terrible. I don't think any of those
It's
players.
the opposite of bigging him up.
Who do you rate?
wanna
You're
big
doubting
him
him
down.
big. You're doubting
Don't
him.
big me down.
You're doubting him down. Yeah. You're
I
smalling
think
him
John Stones-
down. Small him
I
down,
small
Sam.
myself down. I
Small him
myself
down. Small him down, sir.
I'm going to big you
Oh,
down.
no. Sam is 5'3", dude.
Baby, let me
No,
big you down.
I'm
I'm
literally
taller than you. Okay, I'm taller than you. Okay, continue.
Dude, we've done
You're
this
5'1".
multiple times.
Okay, continue.
I'm 5'9".
Just in
and
case
I'm
any
taller
girl,
than
and there are no girls watching, Sam is 5'1". Okay, continue.
you. I think Konsa's a good player. I think Stones is a good player. I think
Konsa's
the main
been terrible
thing
in
is,
this World Cup.
again, like I don't really agree with terrible. I don't think he's
Okay.
a fantastic player, but I think he's Premier League proven, and I like the body, I like the speed, and I think he's got good technical quality for a center back as well. I think the main issue for Norway is the strength of their game against Brazil was essentially Odegaard. Odegaard ran the show. They couldn't press him. They couldn't get Bruno and Casemiro, could not get near him. I think when you have Rice, Jude, and Anderson pressing, it's a different story. I don't see him sort of dictating the game in the same way. And I don't think, as you said, Elliot, the Norwegian defense is good enough to hold off an attack of Gordon, Kane, Bellingham, Rogers, Saka, even our boy Noni Madueke.
He does a good job holding himself off. But no, look, the fact is, where I really agree with you, right, is you got a Brazil midfield that was not able to control the game against Norway. They played Martinelli nominally in midfield. So it was really a two-man midfield with Guimaraes and Casemiro. And Bruno, as good as he is, I think, cannot make up the ground that Casemiro cedes. So it was very easy for the three technical players at the heart of the midfield for Norway. Sander Berg, who plays for Fulham, he's a good on-ball midfielder. Berg, so there's Berge, and then there's Patrick Berg from Boda Glimt, really good on the ball. And Odegaard, who had 100 passes in the game. They controlled the tempo of that game.
What a player.
Oh, tremendous player. Of course,
what a player. I mean, I think his transfer value is skyrocketing. I would say Odegaard is maybe at 120, 130 million pounds at this point.
Straight swap for Vinny with Real Madrid.
I'm saying that any team would be stupid not to take him. I do think if I'm Real Madrid, I'm calling and I'm saying straight swap for him and maybe Arda Güler.
Well, I'm not doing that. But
plus cash.
That aside, look, England has a much more combative athletic midfield. With Elliot Anderson and Declan Rice, they're going to be able to recover the ball. They're going to be able to, I think, bosh the midfield a little bit more, right? Especially with Jude is in there as well. That's a big physical athletic midfield. But that means Holland is attacking space more, and England have looked like they can be hit on the counter. They do not defend in space well. For me, Guehi and Konsa, if that's who it winds up being in the middle. And even the best defenders, just ask Gabriel Magalhaes, struggle when Erling Haaland gets a run on you. So maybe England has too much for what is, I agree, Sam, a weak Norway defense. But I just think at the current moment, Haaland is good for a goal every game. I don't see England keeping him out. I just don't.
And Pickford has this magic where he could put on that. It's like Christian Romero. When he puts on the Argentina shirt, it's different. He was the captain of Spurs, and he was like, "I don't want to be here no more." Like he tried to go watch a Sunday league match in Argentina instead of play the game that would keep them up in the league. But somehow, like Pickford. For me, looking at that roster prior to the World Cup, I'm like, Pickford is due like a kind of like a U.S. third goal or Belgium third goal in the U.S. match.
He already had a howl already. He was beaten at his near post already once poorly.
I think that there's something about him where I'm like, this could be more of a disaster than it's been. The first save against Mexico, I think, like, wow, Pickford, like, that completely changed the profile of that game. And, credit to him. The keepers matter a lot in knockout stages. I think people forget that every time. And, we have Emi Martinez at Argentina. I think he's good for any penalty shootout. Arsenal legend. FA Cup winning Emi Martinez, who was injured or who came in because of an injury against Brighton. It's really crazy how the world changed because of that Bernd Leno injury at Brighton and the famous Arsenal fan TV clip about Mopé is a cheat. Literally, Messi won the World Cup as a result of that one moment. So it's crazy, the butterfly effect. I want to talk real quick about Argentina, Egypt. Before we talk about Argentina, Switzerland, the team that I keep forgetting is still in the World Cup, Switzerland. Zoran Mamdani does not look healthy for this match. Is that correct?
I think Manzambi may or may not be fit. We'll see. Sorry, Zoran
Mamdani might not be fit. I think, is he going to Newcastle?
They say it's an agreed fee. They say they've agreed terms, but I think someone might come in and steal him still. I mean, that is already one of the best.
They're selling their whole midfield. What is going on?
Oh, they have Joe Ellington.
Can I ask you a question, Sam?
Have
you watched much of can I call him Manzambi? Is that okay? Or do I have to call him Manzambi?
Zoran Mamdani. He was Sam's pre-tournament pick, and I was like, look at this freaking socialist over here. But
well, it's on the rise. But can I ask you, because I haven't watched really much of, if any, of him at Freiburg, and as I understand it, he plays in a deeper midfield role there, and he's looked so explosive for Switzerland as an attacking player. Like, is he a 6? Is he a deeper midfielder, or is this someone who's going to naturally have their game evolve into being more of an attacker, like a winger or a 10?
To me, he's just a modern midfielder in the sense that he's positionless. It's like in the Enrique system. You could see him playing any one of those three. You could play him off the left. As far as what I've seen of him at Freiburg, originally I was just looking at his, statistics, and before they took down the FB ref, like percentiles, I was interested in him because they were just off the chart.
Why did they do that? Because of betting in the World Cup?
Because of sports betting, it was giving like too much valuable information.
We should make a clone website.
I think it might be too
We were
late.
so stupid. Elliot, we could have made a clone website.
But he,
No one's thought of that actually. It's the first time it's been thought of.
He, when they played Villa in the Europa final, despite them getting absolutely crunched, he was the best player on the field by a mile. And that's on a field with, Rodgers, Onana, Tielemans, Watkins. He was the best player, and it wasn't close. And I was like, okay, he's going to explode for the Swiss team, and that's what's happened.
Mm-hmm. So he's potentially out. Argentina, Egypt. I mean, it's been 2 fucking heart stoppers in a row. Siempre Leo, siempre Messi. This is the easiest path to the World Cup final. All they've had is basically the potential of England in the semifinal. I'm sorry, Norway. The way that Messi kept that ball down, any other player who fucking swings it at the, like, it goes fucking, as Elliot would say, rosette.
Rosette.
Rosette. I mean, the way it just clipped the bottom of the bar, I'm like, you just saw it rising. And when he snaked, he was like coming down the right, and he snaked that defender. I was like, it's really just, I keep gushing about it, but it's really just awesome. We get to keep watching him play ball. And guess what? If the VAR has to help us out, I don't care. It's always been,
has to cheat every opponent
it's
of Argentina.
Always been corrupt, okay? It's always, they used to have Kissinger threatening the Peru team's lives, okay? What'd you make of that last 10 minutes, guys, of the Egypt match?
I loved it. I thought it was captivating football theater. It was why we come to the World Cup. I mean, obviously, a lot of people feel it was tarnished by the overturned goal, but you had the Egypt counterattack that was blown, where they could have made it safe. You had the Messi goal, which is obviously the moment of the tournament so far. Enzo's header. And anyone who watches football a lot has been on the Egypt side of this. You're winning, but the nerves are there. And if they get one, you're in trouble. They say 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in football. And you know why they say that? Because anyone who has supported a team that's trying to defend a lead late knows that quicksand feeling. That this team hasn't scored a goal against us all game, but somehow there's an avalanche of them coming. And I felt for Egypt because we've been on the other side of that, certainly as Arsenal fans down the years. And that feeling of inevitability in football is such an extraordinary thing when it's palpable like that. I thought it was captivating. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. We have been on the other side of that. Yes, you just reminded me.
There was a 4-4 at Newcastle if you want to relive it, where Arsenal were
he's
4-0
dead.
up.
He's dead.
Tiote
is dead.
Oh, yeah. Rest in peace.
What do you think about the precedent of VAR going that far back? Now, I know technically it's still in the same phase of play because number 12 on Egypt, who had a great game, was, dribbled by 4 people in that sequence through the, back third to the middle third to the front third. Do you think that opens a can of worms potentially for how VAR is used moving forward?
So here's the thing, the way I look at it. If you want to look at the American sports angle, like forget this is football, pretend this is NFL. Sick. American sports would absolutely rule that goal out. Because it'd be like, well, the foul is how they got the counterattack.
Yeah, it was offside.
It's a much more fluid. It's a much more fluid game in terms of how it thinks about the application of the laws. I don't like the precedent of going that far back to overturn it, but I understand the logic that foul is how they start the counterattack. that leads to the goal. So it felt very contrary to the traditions of football.
Against
but I also kinda get it.
Liverpool,
I don't know.
against Liverpool on the edge of the box, I think there's this time where Martin Odegaard had a handball. And
Well, what
I
about
didn't see
Martinelli's
it.
goal
I
against
didn't.
United that was ruled out? There was a similar situation. Martinelli had a great goal at Old Trafford to what would have been, I think, once the game at Old Trafford, and there was a foul that I think Martin Odegaard committed, taking the ball off United, and they brought it back for that foul.
Yeah, I think I sent Nick Wright. He was talking about the bullshit red card against Balogun, and I just sent him the David Luiz red card against Wolves. And I was like, what do you think?
Red card and penalty.
And penalty. I think that's the worst one. Guys, we got to stop. No, but oh my God, I have nightmares of that one. Just how? I still don't see it. Okay. Guys,
there's no way that's worse than the Rice sending off for kicking the ball away. But
for being assaulted in an alleyway at night by
Joel Veltman.
Joel Veltman, who just got. I mean, a kick from him might feel like he
swung through him. I was shocked he wasn't sent off in that game.
He was attacked. He was attacked by him in broad daylight. And then they blame us. They blame the agenda. And guess what? This year, they finally started calling it right because they definitely wanted Man City to not win. Okay, anyway. Okay. Guys, let's go ahead. Just finally, Argentina, Switzerland. Xhaka still looks like, I think, their best midfielder, I would say, at this point. Argentina just have better players across the 11. It's fair. That necessarily doesn't translate all the time in the World Cup, but it's going to take, I think, probably some sort of freak weird thing, but we've seen that happen. I
think without Manzambi, this is game over. They need an X factor. Mandami. If Zoran Mandami is not able to play for Switzerland, then I think it's game over.
We're going to see him in the final. I think. What does Johnny Baby want? In a final, I think ratings wise, I think you want the rematch. And I think I'm really excited. In a semifinal, I think it sounds pretty much like we all have Spain, France, and then we have the Geezers versus Argentina.
Is this the worst World Cup quarterfinal draws that we've seen?
It does feel like a round of 16 or 32 or whatever.
Are you guys not excited for England, Norway? I feel like I'm on an island by myself thinking that's a fascinating
I think they might have
game.
to walk it for a while because it's
the
90.
Best record of any team in Euro qualifying. They scored 1 million goals and conceded almost none. Why are they being taken for granted?
Sam and I went to Norway, Senegal, and they looked pedestrian. So I might have a little bit of a bias against Norway, but granted, they have the best.
Elliot, how many players from Norway get into the England team besides Holland?
One, and he was born there, and he was born there.
But maybe even Holland doesn't, right? Depending on the personnel, you might want Kane instead.
Stop that! No.
You think Erling Haaland is definitely, without doubt, a better footballer than Harry Kane?
By a big margin, yes.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, they feel pretty equal. I would
Kane
personally rather have Haaland
as
well, but I think they are of the same level of player.
I think it's different aspects of their game.
I'd play them together. I'd play Kane and Haaland together and let Kane be like a 9.5.
But then where's Jude?
Well,
now you're starting. Now you're thinking Deschamps.
But
now I've got the Gareth Southgate problem, right? I'm picking Foden and Palmer, and I don't know what I'm doing. It's all very FIFA too. Yes, they've got a lot of talent, but if you tell me that you think Rice, Anderson, and Bellingham is a coherent midfield, I can poke holes in that. I don't think that those profiles. I think you need a proper 8 to connect Rice and Bellingham. Otherwise, Bellingham is either coming too far back and trying to do Roy of the Rovers everything, which worked against Mexico. But I want him higher up, closer to Kane. And I don't think Elliot Anderson and Declan Rice both need to be in there. They're there's duplicative qualities in there that I think
what we're
redundant
seeing.
qualities
I
you
think what
don't
we're
need.
seeing is Rice, because he's so comprehensive. I mean, the thing that Rice does, and he does it for us, is that he fixes like 20 fuck ups a game, right? And they're little like fuck ups that could just lead to like a leak, that could just lead to like just the entire dam breaking. I think because he's that guy, Elliot Anderson can then roam and hunt, right?
The funny thing is, you should put Anderson on Norway for Sanderberga and put Odegaard into England.
I was going to say, if I could start, Sam, the answer to your question, who would get into the England team? I would start Odegaard over Jude. I mean, it's simple. And if you're Real Madrid,
Elliot Anderson.
If you're Real Madrid, I think you want Odegaard, and then I would swap him for Jude any day.
Okay, but even if you put Odegaard into the team, and by the way, Elliot, I think you're right. I think that is a more balanced midfield. Rice, Odegaard, Jude is better than Rice, Anderson,
I think you're right too.
But who else gets in? So you say Haaland, you say Odegaard. I don't think, and the funny thing for me is, I don't know that any other Norwegian player is even that close to being substituted, is even like an impact player off the bench.
I don't know how many make the team. I agree with you. I mean, I think
that's why I think England. If England play well, they will win this game.
Would you?
If they play okay, they'll probably win.
Would you rotate in Oscar Bob on the right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think Oscar Bob.
Again, and I think
Bob could maybe be a rotation piece on the right.
Oh, for England?
Yeah.
No, you would just take Cole Palmer if you wanted Oscar Bob.
No, I would put in. Yes, you're right. I would say Noni Madueke is looking like a 250 million pound player.
But Noni Madueke walks into that Norway team. That's the funny thing.
He does everything so well except for one thing.
The most important thing.
How many guys have we had like that? I mean, Gabby J.
I mean, he's a Adama Traore. Like it's the same kind of situation.
Gabby J does everything perfectly except for one thing, and that's the thing that his striker needs. Anyway, enough about Arsenal, guys. Elliot, thank you for joining us. We're going to do a real fun game. Sam wants to play a game with us. I think, Elliot, you'll do a round. I'll do a round.
I just want to make sure you have me back when England win 5-0 over Norway, so I can disavow anything I've said about
Yeah. We will. We're going to have a mea culpa segment on Tuesday with CR. We're going to do, a game of what? This or that.
This or that.
Him or that him.
Him or her.
Him or her. Okay, so so we're talking 21st century footballers. Yes, Elliot will take the first one. I'll take the second, and this will be really fun.
Okay, Elliot. Michael Olise or Bukayo Saka?
Oh, fuck. Why are you starting there?
Because I want to
test his mettle. Why are you starting there, you fucking asshole, right now?
This is who I like. If I'm starting a team, I have to pick one of these players.
So in the 21st century, let's say, view it most importantly over like the peak of a 3-year run. But 21st century, Bukayo Saka, Michael Olise, who do you think is a better player?
No, you know what? This is going on the internet. I'm just going to do the smart thing and say Bukayo Saka.
Why?
Stop it, Sam. Why are you being so mean to us?
He loves answering questions. What do you mean?
Because I love him. And I believe that if you
England's player of the season
Achilles
twice
issue, if you ignore the Achilles issue, I think Bukayo Saka has the ability to be a Mohamed Salah level wide player if he can just get back to full fitness. For what it's worth, I actually think Michael Olise may be one of the 3 best players in world football as well, but I'm still picking Bukayo Saka because I love him. And there's really no other reason.
Have we ever seen evidence? And
Stop it next.
Okay. Riyad Mahrez or Vinny Jr.?
Vinny Jr.
Vinny Jr. or Sadio Mane?
Vinny Jr.
Vinny Jr. or Alexis Sanchez?
Alexis Sanchez.
Alexis Sanchez or Antonio Di Maria?
Alexis Sanchez.
Angel.
Oh, Angel. Yeah, I don't know why I said Antonio.
I got you. I sammed you.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Alexis Sanchez or Dembele?
Alexis Sanchez.
Sanchez or Robin?
Iron Robin.
Robin or Kvaratskhelia?
Iron Robin.
Robin or Hazard?
Iron Robin.
Robin or Bale?
Iron Robin.
Whoa.
I think Iron Robin, when fit, was the closest thing we had to like a Messi level player for a couple of years. So are you saying his peak? Like,
well,
at his
I guess
peak?
it's up to your interpretation. I think the only player who's really ever seemed like Messi to me was Neymar.
Neymar.
Yeah, exactly. So okay, Robin or Mohamed Salah?
Salah.
Salah or Yamal?
Salah.
Salah or Neymar?
Neymar.
Neymar or Ronaldinho?
Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho or Cristiano Ronaldo?
Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho or Messi?
Messi.
Okay, so Elliot thinks that Messi is the best winger of the 21st century.
I think he's the best any player on the pitch of the 21st
I think he's the
century.
best goalkeeper, 5'6".
This is like the people who commentate on football and go, is it time to discuss whether Messi might be the greatest of all time?
I think it is time. I think it's about damn time. All right, Sam, hit me.
Might be time.
Midfielders.
Okay, you want attacking mids or center mids?
Center mids.
Okay, Adam.
Do you know any of those?
Thiago or Joshua Kimmich?
Thiago Alcantara?
Yeah.
Thiago.
Thiago or Schweinsteiger?
Schweinsteiger.
Schweinsteiger or Vidal?
Vidal.
Vidal or Makalele?
I didn't really watch as much.
Okay, Vidal or Rice?
Rice.
Rice or Pirlo?
Comprehensively Rice.
Rice or Scholes?
Oh! Fuck you.
I think you know the answer.
Skulls.
Really?
Rice. It is Rice. It is Rice. It is Rice.
Okay, Rice or Alonso? Xabi Alonso.
Fuck. Xabi Alonso.
Xabi Alonso or Roy Keane?
I didn't watch Roy, but like Xabi Alonso.
Alonso or Xavi?
Xavi Hernandez?
Yeah.
I would say Alonso.
Alonso or Gerrard?
I might be wrong, but I didn't watch as much Steve.
Okay. Alonso or Conte?
Conte.
Conte or Vieira?
I mean,
If you don't pick Patrick Vieira, I'm walking off the show.
Patrick Vieira.
Why?
Because he's ours. No, Conte. I think honestly,
has
Conte and Torre the best midfielder.
Conte went Leicester Prem, Chelsea Prem, World Cup, Champions League.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Conte or Cruz?
Well, Vieira went
Conte.
Invincible, World Cup. I mean,
World Cup 98.
Premier League,
He won-
Invincible.
But it's World Cup 98. He won a Euro
Yeah.
and 2 Prems, and then he sort of sputtered out in Italy.
He was fading by the time I started watching. He was
Yeah.
on Juve when I started watching.
Yeah, Juve, and then Inter? And then Man City. Man City legend, Patrick Vieira.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think where Patrick Vieira, just to make a point about him, I don't think he was a holding midfielder strictly. I think Conte was better deeper, but I think
He was
Vieira
box
was
to
better
box.
bringing the ball forward.
He was box to box.
I think Vieira was definitely a better player than Conte, but as far as
Conte was good for a
legend,
fucking rocket, though. He was good
Was
for
he?
a pop. Yeah, he had a couple.
I don't know. When did Conte ever
Vieira.
bang? Vieira. Vieira or Cruz? We're almost done.
Vieira.
Vieira or Rodri?
Rodri.
Yeah.
Okay, what? He won 1 Euro?
Rodri won Euro. He won, 4 or 5 Prems, Champions League, Ballon d'Or
He didn't win a knockout until this year
in the World Cup.
in the World Cup.
Yeah, but they might win it.
Vieira.
You're that confident that Spain can't beat France?
I don't know.
I
With the
don't
drinks
think
breaks,
Spain will
with the
beat
drinks
France.
breaks, I don't know. Continue. Just say the one. Say the one I love. Say the one
Rodri or Modric?
No.
You have to answer this one first.
It's hard.
That's the point.
Luka Modric.
Modric or Busquets?
Oh, but he.
You're like Larry David.
Iniesta, Yaya Toure, 1-2. Fuck
Fine.
you. Fuck you.
Fine.
Yaya Toure, the best player I've ever seen. Wenger wanted to make him a 9. He played center back.
I
in
once said if
Barcelona.
you had to have 11 of any player on the pitch, you'd pick 11 Yaya Toures.
He's the best player I've ever
What
watched.
about
play.
11 Cesar Azpilicuetas?
What about 11?
It's a deep cut, Adam. You probably wouldn't get it.
Azpilicueta.
Do you remember where that's from, Adam?
From what, Chelsea?
Yeah, no, Mourinho said that if he could pick any player, he'd want 11 assists or Azpilicuetas.
Dude, Mourinho said if he could, I would want 11
That fits him into
Mario
a team.
Balotellis. That's who I would want.
That'd be awesome.
All right, Elliot, it's been great. Sam, it's been great. Let's give Sam a FOTMob rating. I would say that was a 9.2.
Really?
Yeah, 9.2.
8.8.
You had a hat trick of assists.
What did I do wrong, Elliot? What can I do better?
First of all, you forced me to pick Sack. You're
such an at.
But you were a real one.
You picked me down. I didn't enjoy that at all. You went with Antonio Di Maria. That's another one. It wasn't.
Oh yeah, Antonio Di Maria. That's a howler. That was a howler. That was a lone goal. Guys, thanks for joining us. We'll be back next Tuesday with CR. Guys, I'm really bummed. It's one game a day, and then it's 2 tomorrow, and then we're going to stop having games every day. And then what are we going to do? Talk to our families?
Go to Dublin and watch Arsenal Real Betis in the preseason.
You're amazing. You're a man with a code, Elliot. Thanks for joining us. Check out Elliot's podcast, Arsenal Vision podcast, post-match podcast, whatever the fuck it's called. They have the best club-specific podcast. I think they are award-winning club-specific podcast, if that's right. You won that at the AVN Awards. The best club-specific. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
21 plus and present in select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NEW YORK or text HOPE-NY in New York. For Louisiana, call 1-877-770-7867.